plaisir à prendre. Yo, people, we telling me back again for another fight talk. Finally, bruv, the football's out the way. We can talk boxing. What you man saying?
Well, go on.
Good, bruv. What you man telling me?
Not much, bro. Just obviously off a good weekend, or I would probably say a good couple of weeks. Obviously, Eubank and Benn was a big fight, but maybe not a great fight. And then last weekend was a great fight card. It was really, I know you were live for the fights, and obviously
Mm,
anyone who's a true boxing fan would have been entertained. It was really good fights.
100. What you telling me, Nick?
I'm there, man. I'm there, man. I'm not really finished celebrating the football, to be honest. But we're here to talk boxing, so you won't go into it too much, bro. You get me?
I hear it. Nah, bro. I hear it, bro. Listen, I can't lie, bro. I think the place to start has to be Devin Haney for the simple fact that his dad has been on a victory lap, ever since that fight in it, and I've been catching bear joke from a lot of the
Bro, you see,
aftermath of the fight. Them man are running down Rolly, fam.
you see that Bill, yeah.
Did you see Shane's rant? Did you see Shane's post fight rant?
Which one?
Rants? Did you see, bro?
No,
After the
I
Devin
heard
Haney
that he
win,
was
bro, he
drawing
was
out
calling
Eddie
out.
Hearn and that, but I didn't see anything. Like, I didn't. What happened, bro? You
He
should
was,
have break
he
it
was
down.
drawing. He was drawing out. He was drawing out Eddie Hearn. He was drawing out True Geordie, because True
Oh, yeah.
Geordie called Devin a coward. He's drawing out everybody, bro. He's saying you're an interloper in boxing. You shouldn't even be here and all this kind of stuff, bro. Shane was getting in.
Bro,
Not
Wait,
gonna
for
lie.
real?
bro.
But why? What did Jordy do in the first place? I don't.
So Jordy done a video. This is the thing, yeah. We all know
Mm.
Devin's someone who everybody loves to hate. And me and Rant spoke about this before the fight. Bill's a guy, yeah. I would hate to have Bill as an op. Because this dude will go on any channel. You don't care if you have 1 subscribe, you don't care if you have 100,000. He will just go on any channel and just talk shit. So he's someone who I know why people don't like him.
Yeah,
So
fact.
in the build up to this fight, genuinely people were hating on Devin. And Rants, to be honest with you, Rants has always been a Shakur guy, but Rants has picked Devin to beat Brian Norman Jr.
Yep.
But there was a lot of people that was picking Brian because they wanted Devin to lose.
Yeah,
True
that's
Geordie was
crazy.
one of them. And I don't mind you picking Brian Norman Jr. to win. But this guy was calling him a coward. He was basically saying he's scared and he doesn't conduct. And I'm like, bro, where? Like, if there's many things to criticize Devin of, but you can't call him a coward. That was just one thing I never. And I just thought to myself, the only reason why you're even relevant in boxing is because you've just come because you've seen that boxing is now profitable. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But when boxing wasn't profitable, you wasn't talking about boxing. And the truth is, for me, that's I can forgive True Geordie though, because True Geordie's just exercising his white privilege. That's what people do. When like you can just go into a profession with no expertise and just you just go top of their profession. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my man,
Top of the
got
food,
no
top of the food chain,
credibility.
yeah,
Just right at the
yeah.
top, fam. You know
Just
what I'm
walk in
saying?
top of the food chain straight away. Yeah.
Literally,
Right.
but Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie's the worst because for me, Eddie Hearn is only hating on Devin because
He ain't
Devin is
making no
now
money from him.
fighting free.
Yeah, he's not
facts,
making no
bro.
money
Now
from him.
Devin's
That's
got
why.
his freedom papers. Facts. Now Devin's got his
Mm.
freedom papers. He's hating. When Devin was picking cotton for him, he weren't hating. I've seen
Yeah,
Devin
facts.
with way worse performances than what he done. When he fought Gamboa, that was a shocking performance. And Gamboa was like 40. Eddie Hearn promoted it and made it seem like it was much better than what it was. He dropped Brian Norman Jr. and it was a much more entertaining fight than the Gamboa fight. But he criticized. So, bro, for me, these men are hypocrites, bro.
Mm.
And
No, I agree.
it's using the Devin Haney name to promote Conor Benn and try to push Conor Benn like he's a world level star now after he beat up a very I'm no Chris Eubank Jr. fan, but we could see if I beat him that night, I wouldn't walk around the street
Yeah,
like a donkey with two
bruv.
dicks, blood. You
All
know what I'm
three of
saying? Like
us would have won that fight against Chris Eubank
yeah,
that night, bro. He didn't throw a punch, bro, pretty much. Do you know what I'm saying? And when he did
yeah.
throw, he did land, but he didn't throw, bro. He caught Ben with a left hook in one of the rounds, and I thought, yo, if you throw a few more of those, you know what I mean? It might be a different fight, but he was a zombie, bro. Like in that fight, bro. It was
And the
so
maddest thing
evident.
is, he was a zombie in both fights. But one of them he just managed to win. Like he
Yeah.
got a 50% record against a skeleton, fam. Like, bro.
It's true. People are forgetting in the first fight, yeah, the first 3 rounds, Eubank didn't do nothing. Like they're forgetting that he won, but he was able to dig deep that night and he had nothing left this time round. Do you know what I mean? That's all it was, bro. Like he was fighting against a shell of Chris Eubank in the first fight and still lost.
Facts.
Conor Benn's doing that thing where you rough up a couple man in school and in year 11 and think that you can transition that into college, but you can't, blood. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works. That's not how it works, blood. You know what I'm saying? So call it out the Shakurs and the Tios and the Haneys and that. Like, I don't know where you're going with that, but again, man are just trying to sit at the top table with no resume to do so, and this is why a lot of British fighters fall short when they step up to world level, because a lot of them, they get there based on brand and not really based on actual achievement. Do you know what I'm saying? You look at someone like Sam Noakes has been moved a little bit slower. He had his fight against Mason and he lost, but he can still hold his head high because he's worked his way to getting there. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. You man are killing me in the comments. I didn't see what Tyson Fury said about True Geordie, so I don't know, innit? I don't even know, but I can imagine it was disrespectful because it was Tyson Fury.
The thing is, Tyson Fury, and the maddest thing is, yeah, I genuinely don't actually rate what True Geordie does. But for me, yeah, I just genuinely feel like when someone has an opinion that shouldn't be valid, I don't know why people are running with that opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Rants started doing videos on cycling, since when Rants ain't gonna be all of a sudden the go-to guy for cycling, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but the thing is, in our industry, you need to understand that popularity means more than credibility. That's what it means, bro. Because even like he commentates on the Misfits boxing, innit? And I remember watching the Joey Knight fight with Lil Cray Cray, yeah, and Cray Cray boxed his head off. And some of the commentary man was hearing, it's a boxing match. A man was going on like, because a man's not engaging in a brawl here, that he should get points deducted. Like, man was saying, oh, no one's come here to watch this. Well, it's boxing, bro. So I'm here to watch boxing. I'm not here to watch a fight. I'm here to watch boxing. And your guy got his head boxed off clean, yeah, every single round. And man's getting upset because man's not engaging. It's like, I don't have to engage. Right. You know what I'm saying?
This is, me and Nick spoke about this on the podcast this week. And there's a standard in British boxing media and British boxing public versus everywhere else around the world. When we look at a Bivol, when we look at a Shakur, it doesn't matter when their last knockout was. That's irrelevant. That is literally
That's
irrelevant.
not the kind of fighter they are, yeah.
Because and they win. That's the most important thing. They win. Like Nick spoke about when Bozy was with Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall won the fight. Everybody who was British was celebrating the fight. Bozy weren't even celebrating because there's a standard that I'm holding you to, and you didn't hit that standard, bro. And that's why right now in Britain, we only have 3 world champions and only one of them are legitimate. Everybody else got a vacant belt, bro. Whereas America, currently there's 34 belts being held by American fighters, bro. We only hold 3.
It's also like the way that with the media here, like you say, because man like brawling, if Shane comprehensively boxes my head off, but I hit him with one hook and his legs kind of stumble back, they'll be like, oh, that Nick guy, he's something, innit? He's like, they'll really feel like, do you know what I'm saying? I've said this before, bro. We've just seen it with Yarde. We may see it with Mason. If you can throw a punch with power, they will just pause, ride you up the levels until the power stops working. And once the power stops working, your career is finished. There's no progression. There's no improvement. There's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, man went back and watched Yarde versus Kovalev. He hasn't improved on a technical level, on a gas tank level, on any level in 6 years, bro. That's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like the funny thing in boxing is, yeah, you don't even need to improve on these levels. But what you need to have, yeah, is you need to have a game plan, and you need to understand boxing, because boxing, yeah, is a game of chess, bro. You can beat a guy in a fight that you're not better than. We see it all the time.
Yeah.
We see it all the time, bro. If you have the right game plan, and you need to understand that every style of fighter, there's different styles that they just don't like. You know, them ones there. And it's like, if you know that someone's better than you, you have to adapt. It's not about worrying about what you're good at. You have to worry about what they're not good against. That's the reality, bro. Like if you're fighting someone like Benavidez, yeah, you know that you are not gonna outwork this guy. So throw that out the window. You can do all the cardio you want. You're not gonna be able to outwork this guy. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain distances, that you don't fight Benavidez at. And also there's certain ways you fight Benavidez. We know that Benavidez likes to fight coming forward. If you're not willing to make him take backward steps, then you need a 12-round engine, bro. It's one or the other. There's no other way to fight him. You either fight him on the back foot, circling and throwing punches, and you land the eye-catching punches for 12 rounds, or you back him up and risk getting hurt, bro. One or the other.
It's that real. For me, since I've watched Benavidez fight, there's one fighter who got their game plan right, but they just couldn't sustain it, and that was Andrade. If you guys watch Andrade versus Benavidez, I said that in the lead up to the fight. You watch that fight, Andrade literally walked forward and tried to make Benavidez fight in reverse. And the first 3 rounds, that's all Benavidez had to do. And it literally looked like Benavidez had no options. He literally never knew what he could do. The issue was, when you fight someone like Benavidez, he will eventually try and come forward. You have to be able to sustain those attacks. And Anthony Yarde doesn't have the gas tank to do that, but he does have the power to do that. And for me, I was hoping Anthony Yarde could step forward and start the fight in the center of the ring and try walk Benavidez onto big punches to cause him to think twice about walking forward. The issue was he started the fight in reverse and tried to box. For me, I don't know who came up with that game plan, but that game plan was wrong.
But you can only do that.
We do know who came up with that game plan.
Unless you can do it for 12 rounds. Unless you can do it for 12 rounds, it's a bad idea.
Facts.
It's a bad idea. Like, he's not a 12-round fighter. You could argue that he's a 6-round fighter. And after that, if he's got a good enough lead, or he hasn't got them out of there, he can kind of box a little bit after that. But the facts are,
with Yarde, bro.
6 yards, for the first 6 rounds, he had to put it on it. As soon as the belt went, he needed to hold center and say, listen, I'm throwing bombs. I don't care where they land. I don't care if they land on man's shoulder, man's chest, man's armpit. I'm hitting you as hard as I can. And I'm letting you know that man is here to hurt you, bro. You can't be trying to do the back foot thing, bro. Like, that's crazy.
He said it in the pre-fight. He said in the pre-fight it's going to be a shootout. He came out with the Tom Hardy audio from Legends saying it's going to be a shootout. I didn't even know that at the time because obviously we're streaming. I didn't hear it, but Simon Jordan was saying, that scene in that Legend. Yeah, he come out and said that it's going to be a shootout, and then it just wasn't a shootout, bro. And Yarde's power to me looks like it's diminished anyway, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? In the last couple of fights, he didn't look like he's really been able to hurt anyone.
I don't think it's diminished. I remember when you said it in the podcast. I don't think it's diminished, bro. I feel like he don't trust his gas tank, so he don't want to load up on punches.
Right. For me, I agree. I think it's that.
I would have fought that fight thinking, bro, you know what? You're gonna throw 6. I'm gonna throw 1. But you see, when I lick you with this one, bro, you ain't walking forward no more. You ain't walking forward no more. I've seen fighters do that before. I'll give you a prime example. You see when Wilder fought Ortiz, you could throw all the punches you want. You see when I hit you, all of this nice shoe shining shit don't mean nothing. Because when I hit you, you're gonna start thinking different. And I felt like because he don't trust his gas tank, he thought, you know what? Let me throw the baby out with the bathwater. The truth is, bro, you can't change your gas tank overnight. So you know what? I'm gonna make this a 6-round fight. Either I'm gonna end this fight on my back, or you're gonna end this fight on your back. But guess what? One of us are going down, bro. And we ain't the ref.
That's how he was talking. That's how he was talking. But obviously, that's what I'm saying. This is why. The game plan, you're saying gas tank don't matter, and I hear you. If a guy's a power puncher, there's no point trying to make him a technician. But their game plan was completely wrong, because they've even said in post-fight, we were conserving energy for the second half of the fight. Second half of the fight, what piece? Again, you ain't gonna get to the second half of the fight. You ain't gonna get there.
Someone that throws as much as Benavidez, you can't give him encouragement, bro. And there weren't even no body work. Like, bro, if you're fighting someone like that, you have to try and take some gas out of the tank by going to the body. There was nothing, because he fights like this anyway, bro. So it's not like my man was throwing shots round the side and trying to slow his legs down or anything like that, bro. Like you have to
Going
gain
into
respect
the
from
fight,
someone
Benavidez
like
Benavidez fights prepared to get hit. Devin Haney looks shocked when he gets hit because he's not prepared to get hit. Shakur's a great defensive fighter. He's not prepared to get hit. Benavidez is prepared to get hit. He's willing to walk through some punches. So these little tippy tappy punches you're throwing, ain't doing nothing.
No, but for me, why I look at it slightly different is because going into the fight's not a 50-50 fight. The fight is maybe 70-30 in Benavidez' favor. But if we go punch for punch, center of the ring, your one versus my one, it becomes 50-50 or closer to 50-50. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I would have looked at that fight. And I'm thinking, you know what, bro? I know Benavidez' biggest weakness is the fact that he's defensively insufficient. That's his biggest weakness. He's defensively insufficient. So for me, I can use my power, and he's got power as well. But let's have it. Maybe his power's more than mine. But we didn't even get to see that in a fight, bro. We didn't even get to see that. You literally just
You're saying Yarde and his team don't trust Yarde's gas tank, but I don't think Yarde and his team trust his own chin. Especially at that level, they've stepped up to world level for world title fights twice, and they've been stopped twice. Mentally, I don't think I'm not going to say he's mentally weak because it's very, very difficult to do. Maybe a lot of people couldn't do it, but I don't think that man are walking in there for a straight shootout. If it was his first world title fight, maybe. But the other fights, I'm not saying it was a straight shootout, but when he's done similar stuff before, shootout for shootout at world level, he's lost. So I feel like mentally, he might not back his gas tank, but he also don't back his chin to do that.
No, but he's fought guys who are more powerful than Benavidez. When he went shootout for shootout against Beterbiev got rocked. Why are we throwing the baby out with the
then he lost.
No, but why are we throwing the baby
I hear you.
Regardless whether he lost, it doesn't make a difference. He lost, but that was his only moment of success. So why are we dashing away the good with the bad? That doesn't make sense to me. Because if you remove your power, then what? What's next? What else do you have, bro? Like, what else is there for you to? What advantage do you have over Benavidez? You don't have volume over Benavidez. You don't have footwork over. Like, this guy's gonna apply a relentless pressure. And there's something about Benavidez that other people don't notice. This guy has a plan A, and he has so much confidence in his plan A. You see, if you're second guessing yourself, you're done. It's similar to like Virgil Ortiz. Man like Virgil, bro, them man are so dumb that they don't think about plan B. Their job is very easy, you know. When they go into a ring, they ain't even thinking about, can I do this, can I do that? There's only one way. There's no side roads, there's no left, right, there's no U-turns, it's just straight forward. That's all they think about.
This is what I'm saying though. Yarde is a flat track bully, innit? So Virgil is mentally prepared. I can win this fight, but I'm gonna walk through punches to win this fight. Benavidez has been dropped multiple times. I'm prepared. I'm gonna win this fight, but I'm gonna walk through pain to win this fight. When Anthony Yarde wins, he's not walking through pain to win. He's just going in there and knocking man out. He's not. If he's had to walk through pain, he's ended up losing. So he hasn't actually done the two things together. He's a flat track bully, or he loses. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think that he can walk through pain to get that respect to then put it on. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he's capable of doing it. And that to me is why he was never a world level fighter.
We'll never know because he never tried. We never know because he never tried.
Yeah,
well, he didn't try enough. That's for sure. Like he didn't make any necessary adjustments in
that Benavidez fight. He didn't step on Benavidez, so we never know. We'll never know.
He didn't, and the opportunity was there, bro. Because the second round, you can see that Benavidez was trying to like grow into the fight, and Yarde was having a little bit of joy, but he wasn't hitting him with anything big. He was just kind of trying to just box him on the outside and stuff. And it's like, yo, put your foot down on one of them shots, bro.
Right.
Just turn them over. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you was never going 12-round distance with this brother. So, like, this is why I say boxing's about game plans, bro. Like, the only chance I gave him was if he hurt him early, because I believe, but everyone knows that watching Benavidez, he does get hit, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like, he didn't even roll the dice, bro. Like, he didn't even roll the dice. It's just a mindset thing. If he just went in there from the beginning and said, yo, listen, I'm leaving here with something, it would have been a different thing, bro. Back him up early, back foot, boom. You know what I'm saying?
That's why, even though he's lost, That's why, even though he's lost 2 world title shots, he was able to get another world title shot because he left with something. He could take something from the Kovalev fight. He could take something from the Beterbiev fight. He can't take nothing from his fight. He can't take nothing.
Rants and Nick maybe slightly less you because you're a pressure fighter, but Rants, you know if you put something on someone early, pause, and you hit them with a big punch early, you can take more rests in the fight. You can actually manage
because
your gas tank.
You make them start second guessing, bro. Because I know even when I fight, it's like I'm a counter puncher naturally. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where I throw when I want to throw. But if I'm fighting against somebody that's a pressure fight, I'm hitting them with something.
You have to land first,
early.
Yeah,
because bro, that's when I'm allowed to fight at my own pace. You have to respect my power first. If someone doesn't respect your power, they're gonna keep walking forward. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna let you rest, bro. So if you want your rest, you have to hit them with something. And this is why when people say that Floyd couldn't punch, I disagree, because you never really saw people walking him down, because when he did catch them, bro, it made them think like, yo, I don't really want to get hit by that. He might have not had one punch knockout power, but he had enough power to make man think twice about just walking him down, innit? And Yarde never gained the respect by hitting him with something. You have to.
Yeah, that game plan was suicide, bro. That was a suicide mission that he was on, bro.
Yeah. And this is it, bro. Facts. As soon as Devin dropped Norman, you could see the game plan change straight away. He started, all of a sudden, he wasn't coming forward with as much confidence no more. He was throwing shots from out of range and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, bro, that shook him up, bro.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
Especially as you're the guy.
Yeah. The whole build up to the fight, he was saying, yo,
you're the guy that's meant to be the power
you can't
puncher.
hurt me. That was his whole thing.
Yeah, facts.
He was like, you can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. Broke man's nose in the second round. Bro, come on. After that, it's
the worst thing of Brian Norman is that he believed it as well. Like, it weren't even just pre-fight banner.
He did believe
like,
that.
The narrative was that you're easy to break down. You're easy to break down. I've seen you get knocked down bare times, and although I've been knocked down, I'm the power man. Like, he really believed it, so it would have really rocked his confidence when he got dropped.
Whoever made that comparison in the comment section, that's a good point, because I think if Yarde hit him with something early, he would have got his respect. And knowing Benavidez, he would have probably still came forward, but he would have came forward a little bit more respect. When you're doing that pity patty stuff, bro,
you would have given yourself a chance. He would have given himself a chance. Like I say, nobody really wants to see Yarde fight at world level again. And had he come forward, had he lost, but lost in, gallant fashion. That's what he's done in the past. He's lost in gallant fashion, and it's divided opinion. I personally don't rate him as a technician. Shane disagrees, but there's been some dialogue about him. Whereas now, the way you lost, where you were just completely beat up in that fight, completely beat up, put on your backside, man still beat you up,
with
everything.
Bro. If you listen to the way he spoke,
I told you that before the fight.
No, I know. No, but if you listen to the way he spoke after the loss, normally, you hear Yarde say certain things, and I can agree, because you know what? You fought a good fight against Beterbiev, against Kovalev. It was a good fight. This, you actually have no saving grace, bro, because I don't even think there was a positive to take out of the fight. When he said, I was doing my little boxing thing and it was working, I was like, bro, I wasn't watching that fight, bro. I didn't see that working. I didn't see it.
Was not working.
It weren't working, fam. I don't know who told you that, but they're lying. It weren't working, bro. You literally just allowed, bro.
No,
it was suicide, bro. And for me, Yarde moving forward, he can go and fight Watsy, he can go and fight whoever, but for me, he needs to consider he probably needs to consider maybe a couple years out the ring, fam, just to get his mind right.
Bro, he's delusional, bro. The pity patty thing weren't working, bro. It's like a man paying for a hooker and then saying he charmed her into his bedroom, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? He's fully delusional, bro. Do you know what I mean? He's fully delusional, bro. But I told you this before the fight. Like, the mentality isn't. If the mentality was there for him to be a champion, he would have changed trainer ages ago, or even added a trainer to the team. I'm not even trying to disrespect Tunde, but he would have done something different. So anything different, added there's a time when Bill Haney used to train Devin. There was a time when that changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people move away from their dads or move away from the people that's training them, add someone to the team, take someone away from something. Man is just doing the same thing over and over and over again, bro. Like, that in and of itself shows a lack of mentality, in my opinion. But that's
No,
what it is.
it was sad. It was sad. The way he went out was sad. Like you said, there's no positive to take from that fight. That
It
was
was degrading, fam.
it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I think everybody wanted more for him as well. That's the worst thing about it. Like everyone wanted him because he was a big underdog. Everyone wanted him to at least give a better account of himself in it. But like off the back of that, man can't give man credit for anything other than just taking the fight. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people didn't take the fight, and that's the only credit that man can really give him is that he was willing to get in there, bruv.
And I'm disappointed for Yarde because at the end of his, and even building up to the fight, yeah, me and Nick was going back and forth, and I was like, obviously he was in a great era. He was in a great era of light heavyweights, and we can't not look at that. But I feel like, did you maximize? There's still part of me that feels like Anthony Yarde maximized his career because if you deep it, he had 3 more title fights.
I think more than, bro. He didn't have an amateur career either, bro. Yeah. Like this guy has, bro. Like he's overachieved. He's overachieved.
I disagree. I disagree.
No, I think other than the Benavidez performance, if you like the Benavidez performance was bad, but if he just lost to Benavidez in good fashion, I would say because I don't look at Yarde and see a future world champion. I don't look at him and see that. You have to look at the surroundings as well.
But I said to you that the narrative around Yarde is that he's a good athlete and he can hit hard and whatever. I don't even think he's that athletic. He can hit hard and he's muscular, but I don't think he's athletic. I don't know what sport he can leave boxing and go into and compete. That's an athlete. I don't see him do anything that's very athletic apart from lift weights and be in good shape.
But that makes
you said he's got. Hold on. You said he's got great punch mechanics, and I don't see great punch mechanics. However, we also had a conversation about how you told Tunde personally. Shane told Tunde personally that they should take a fight with Joe Smith Jr. And Joe Smith Jr. was a world champion at one point. So had he moved, and they never took the fight with Joe Smith Jr. One of the issues with Yarde is that he's fought journeyman and then randomly jumped up to world level, which isn't good preparation. So that's what it is. Had he taken a fight with Joe Smith Jr., he could have been world champion, bro.
I think he would have lost that fight.
Well, we'll never know. We'll never know.
Bro.
I don't look at Yarde and see a world champion though. That's the
thing.
Me
neither, based on the vision that he's in. But that's why I'm saying I think that he's overachieved in boxing, bro. Like when you look at it, he had pretty much no amateur career. You know what I'm saying? Had a few white collar fights and that turned pro. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's fought for titles at world level, yeah. And considering where he came from, bro, you don't really see that in British boxing, bro.
Rants, keep it real. Sam Noakes, unfortunately, may never win a world title because he's in a world division with Shakur Stevenson, Tank, Abdullah Mason, and Andy Cruz. He may never win a world title, bro.
Nah, he won't. There's no maze. He
win a world title against any of them.
If he couldn't beat Abdullah Mason at 21, yeah, he's not beating any of the other guys. You know what I'm saying? So he's not winning a world title.
Way better than him. So sometimes you just got to commend the man for trying.
Yeah, you got to charge it to the game, bro.
How long? No, I what you are saying is facts, but this whole he didn't have an amateur thing and all the rest of it, like, bro, we seeing Wardley fighting at world level, and Wardley don't even want to bring up.
Yeah, like they're putting him in there with like the Fraser Clarks and Jamie TKVs and that. These men are not good fighters at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're not.
But like, he's a world champion. He's a world champion.
Yeah, but he's a world. Yeah, he got emailed the title.
Agree.
I hear that. But at world level, yeah, like
I agree.
Like even the Parker fight, bro. The Parker fight's mad because some people are saying, "Oh, it's an older Parker and all these other things," which it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But Parker's a better boxer, but also in heavyweight one bang boxing, you've always got a chance in it. Fabio Woodley, bruv. Hooney battered him, yeah. And then they robbed Hooney because they didn't even give him a chance to recover in it. Because
I don't know if that's a robbery still, but I hear
bro, the way they waved that up, bro, he couldn't wait to wave that off, broski. You know them ones. He was on his feet. Like, let's be honest, he was on his feet. If it's the other way around, they give Fabio every fucking possibility to recover. They do the same way they gave Fury a chance to recover against Usyk, even though he was sleeping on the ropes, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna not this. I actually like Woodley, but the difference.
So do I, but he got battered in that fight. That's the most one-sided fight I've ever seen. Hooney didn't win a round.
No, he didn't win a round. But with Wardley, the difference between Wardley and Yarde is Yarde, we don't know how good Wardley is at world level. In the sense that we don't know how he fights against Usyk, or if he fought Usyk or Fury. We don't know how he fights at that level. He might fight Usyk and get absolutely scored and lose every round, which I predict to happen.
Brother, if he can't win a round against Hooney, then there's a lot of man that we know that he's not going to beat without seeing the fight, innit?
The reason why I'm saying that Yarde and Wardley is different is because Yarde fought at the world level, he fought the elite, and he gave a good account of himself. If Wardley fights Usyk and Wardley lose every round, I can't say he's given a. I do think he's overachieved. I do think Wardley.
He gave a good account of himself twice. One of the times he didn't. He fought at world level 3 times, and he gave a good account of himself twice. What I'm saying is the mentality. You're probably right. And statistically, if I had to bet money, I'd put money on what you man are saying. But what I'm saying is when you talk to Wardley, he don't want to talk about his lack of amateur experience. Wardley said, I'm a world level fighter. I'm a fighter now. I've been fighting for years. I'm a fighter. Anthony Yarde has been a professional for 10 years. Man is still talking about I had 12 amateur fights. Who does that? Get over it. Get over it, bro. You know, that's just a lack of mentality, bro. That's long.
He does have, I would say, his
that's long, bro.
Worse than
you can use the excuse. You can use the excuse when you play me at FIFA. Oh, I only play on Xbox the first time we play. But when you come to my yard every week and we play every week, after 6 months, you can't keep saying I'm used to Xbox. It's long. You've been saying this for over and over and over again, bro. So it's a lack of a mentality for me. That lack of mentality that I'm seeing in interviews is going to seep into your training. That means you're training for a world title fight. I don't believe in my heart that Anthony Yarde has ever trained or prepared with his team for a world title fight and believed he could win.
Nick.
I don't see that.
Nick, if Dave Allen fought Usyk and Fury and gave and AJ, and in the AJ fight he got absolutely destroyed, but in the Usyk and Fury fight he gave a good account of himself, would you not say he's overachieved?
Yeah.
You have to.
But for Dave Allen, but we've never, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
There's people when Yarde was knocking over journeyman, man were talking about him like he was on smoke. Man have never spoken about Dave Allen like he's on smoke. Man have never spoken about Dave Allen like he's on anything.
Bro, never. Bro, man, them are forgetting. When Yarde turned professional, Andre Ward was the unified world champion. Who was picking off Anthony Yarde to beat Andre Ward, bro? Nobody, bro.
No, but you're talking about when Yarde turned pro. When Yarde turned pro, he was a guy with 12 amateur fights. I'm saying when he was knocking man over, when he was on his run and he was knocking man over.
And Van Bivol was there.
I hear you. And Joe Smith Jr. was there. And Joe Smith Jr. was there.
And I would pick all of them. I would pick, bro. Joe Smith Jr. knocked out Hopkins, bro. I've never ever picked Yarde to be any world champion because he's not good enough, bro. These guys are like, bro.
Neither. But I agree.
Do you know how, like, I actually think people forget this light heavyweight division, Rants, might be the greatest heavyweight division, great light heavyweight division we've ever seen.
Yeah.
We may not ever see.
Bro, we never grew up talking about light heavyweight boxing, bro. There was nothing there. We never grew up talking about light heavyweight boxing. There was nothing there, bro.
Like, if you think, man, them are skipping light heavyweight and going straight to cruiserweight, bro. Benavidez said, you know what, fam? I don't even want Beterbiev Bivol. I'm going straight to cruiserweight. That's how good, but that's how good this weight class is, bro. This weight class ain't no joke thing. So Yarde fighting at the top level for 10 years or 7 years and losing, I feel like that's an overachievement, fam. When you look at this great era of light heavyweight boxing, Yarde will be in the top 6 names you mentioned. He'll be in the top 6 names. And I feel like, based on his lack of ability, you got to give him credit for that.
Callum shouldn't be in the top 6 names that we mentioned. Callum Smith should be over Yarde.
Callum Smith would be one of the 6 as well.
You've got Beterbiev, Bivol, you've got Benavidez.
Callum Smith is another one, like, domestically, he's one of the best. When man steps up that level above, he's just not quite good enough, bro.
He looked worse than Yarde when he fought Beterbiev, bro.
Well, there you go. And Callum Smith, and Callum Smith gets ratings and he comes from a fighting family and all these other things, bro. Like, Anthony Yarde doesn't. So, man, I have to say that for where Anthony Yarde's come from, he's fully overachieved, bro. Like the
I
fact that
see.
he's got to world
fair.
level and competed at world level multiple times, yeah, for someone with his lack of experience, bro, you have to say he's overachieved. Same
I
way
see a
AJ
British level
overachieved.
fighter give a world level fighter a challenge. That's an overachievement for me because I didn't see Yarde ever doing that. I never saw that. Never. Bro, these men went to the Olympics, bro. This guy was on the road probably riding a bicycle when these men were in the Olympics, bro. There's
Fair enough.
levels to this game, fam.
Bro, like
I
look at
do not
Boatsy, for
expect
instance. Boatsi's an Olympian. Like, bro, Yarde ain't an Olympian, bro. Like, no one expected
Yeah,
Yarde to
yeah, yeah.
even be here, blood.
I don't expect Conor Benn to be
Well, actually,
challenging Virgil Ortiz and Boots. I don't expect, but if he gave Boots a tough fight, I'm gonna say well done, Conor Benn, because I expect him to get knocked out in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Then it's just levels, bro. I feel like Nick, you are listening to too much of these Englishmen. These Englishmen rated Yarde way better than he actually was. But the truth is, they do that with everyone, bro. They done that with
They do that with everyone that looks like they're gonna win it, and then when
That's
they don't win, they
that's
man chat
why
shit.
that's why with these grey man, they talk about their fighters like they're something, which I don't think that they are. But if you fight at world level, I'm judging you as a fighter at world level. At the moment you sign the fight, the moment you sign the contract, I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about all that. Even to a certain degree, I don't care about Chris Eubank making weight. That's not my problem. You read the contract, you signed it. Now I'm just judging you based on what you produce in the ring. When I watch Misfits, some of them man I think are trash. There's no point saying, well, it's influencer boxing. I'm just judging it based on what I watch, innit? It's boxing, so I'm just judging it based on boxing.
I hear that, but
do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, he could. There's Zach Parker didn't fight no world champions. Just fight Zach Parker and them man. Then if you're not that level and you're because you took the money, so just go fight Zach Parker and them, and then you could just be that level. Do you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to go and compete, then you're competing.
In every division, just like in football, bro, it's like you got to look at it like it's a football game. You got like the Baturbia of Bivos, who might be the Arsenal and Man City. Yarde is like a flipping Bournemouth or Sunderland. They're having a good season. They might give you a tough game, but we're not on the same level, bro. Like we're genuinely not on the same level. So when it comes down to who's winning the league, you be happy that you finished mid-table and you took points of us. But levels, you're not here, bro. You're not supposed to be around us. Like when genuinely when Baturbia was fighting the likes of Usyk and Yamiches, Anthony Yarde didn't even know what boxing was, bro. It's just that real. He didn't even know what boxing was.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely overachieved. That's why I don't agree with people saying he should have did this, he should have done that, he should have left Tunde and all these things. No, he shouldn't have, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, he's had a very good career, yeah, given where he's come from. Do you know what I mean? Like him and Tunde have made a lot of money together, bro, and they've made a lot more money than a lot of the man, yeah, with his experience and his ability could ever dream of making. Man got the Adidas deal. Yeah. Man's fought some big fights, got some big bags, bro. Do you know what I mean? Man's a millionaire off that. There's a lot of man, yeah, that might have his level of talent, and bro, they'll never see past the British title, bro.
Yeah,
they'll never see past the British title, bro. They'll never see that, bro. Like even like man said about the Sam Noakes thing. I think he's in his late 20s. Do you know what I'm saying? He'll never win a world title. Is he gonna make the money that Anthony Yarde has made to fight? Absolutely not.
No,
facts.
Nowhere near it.
Well, what I did want to get you lot's opinion about, yeah, and this is just mad for me. Rants, what do you think about Ryan Garcia getting a world title fight after losing to Rolly, bro? What is going on in this?
Because his face fits, bro. I'm tired of Ryan Garcia, bro. I'm tired of him, bro. Like, I don't rate him as a fighter. I don't rate the stuff he says. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyone else that said some of the things that he said, bro, like, I'm telling you, it could get spooky for them. But he just seems to be just failing upwards in it, bro. And that's what happens when your face looks a certain way, bro. You can afford to do that. That's why I want to see the rematch with Devin. I want Devin to just put him somewhere dark, bro. I'll be honest. Because it's like, bro, this guy just talks way too much, bro. Way too much. And he's not a good boxer. That's the worst thing. That's why I couldn't believe that Devin lost to him. I couldn't believe it. Because it's like, it's almost like Devin believed that he wasn't good. And he just didn't take him seriously.
You know what, yeah? I look back at that fight and I'm like, bro, this is what will happen if you try to fight a crackhead on the street, fam. You know, you try to fight a drug addict on the street, fam. You be hitting there with punches and thinking, fam, this man ain't even moving, bro. Like, genuinely, that was the best Ryan Garcia we've ever seen. And obviously, we ain't seen that since, obviously, the whole drugs thing. But even more than that, bro, I genuinely felt like that fight was a like it was there for Devin to lose. If you look watch the fight back, and even according to the scorecards, Devin won every single round. He didn't get knocked down in. Like Ryan genuinely cannot box. He
He
genuinely
can't.
cannot
He's
box.
just got that one Hail Mary left hook, bro. That's all
Trust
he's
me.
got.
He's got a dirty left hook, though. Do you think he beats Conor Benn? Do you think he beats Conor Benn?
Who?
Ryan Garcia.
No. I just
Right,
don't.
might,
You know
you
the
know.
reason why I don't think so? Because, bro, I can't lie. Conor Benn can take punches. I don't think Ryan Garcia can hurt Conor Benn, bro. And Conor Benn's a crackhead himself. So
I was going to say that was going to be like two crackheads fighting in the street.
that's what I said.
100%.
I just think that Conor Benn, will walk through Ryan Garcia, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I don't think Ryan Garcia's got a defense to deal with Conor Benn because Conor Benn throws mad, wild, looping shots, and Ryan's got that crackhead shoulder roll. So, and that's not going to work against the overhand right. I promise you,
bro. My man is, bro.
I think it'll be a shootout. You know,
yeah,
it will. And who's got the better chin? You have to say Conor.
Probably, yeah, definitely Conor.
I think it'll be a straight shootout, but we don't know what Conor's punch resistance is going to be like when he drops weight again. So we got to see that. But it will be a shootout. But it'll be a shootout between the two of them.
I don't think it'll be at what are they saying? Where are they saying it's going to be at 147?
147.
147.
Yeah.
I just don't think Conor can make 147 though.
But the thing
is, that's what I'm saying. And when he gets down there, he's going to be depleted, and then we just don't know.
The thing is, Nick, and they were saying his next fight will be a title fight. But then I realized the reason why he ain't fighting Crocker, because everybody said, he's going to fight Crocker. You know why he ain't fighting Crocker, Nick? Because when you fight for the IBF, you have to have a 10-pound rehydration. You can't weigh in more than 10 pounds the next day. So he's actually gone to Eddie and said he doesn't want that fight.
Yeah,
he's literally gone to, because he doesn't want to rehydrate. And Billy Nelson was like, well, you're being a hypocrite because you made Eubank rehydrate, but you don't want to rehydrate for a world title. So
the thing is, man are going to see. Go on.
No, so the only reason why he's going after Ryan is because Ryan probably will beat Barrios, even though Ryan's shit, because Barrios is even worse. And Ryan will have a belt. And obviously, that's the easiest of the world titles. Like, Eddie Hearn literally said today in the interview with IFL, he's like, bro, we don't want the Devin Haney fight, because in short, he said, bro, that fight is too difficult, bro. There's easier world titles to get. So he said he's going after Ryan.
I think we see two fights, maybe even a trilogy with Ryan and Conor, because they're actually perfect for each other.
Yeah,
they're actually perfect for each other, bro. They're both drug cheats. They're both like just want to make as much money as possible. They both want each other's big names. They're both like big enough names, but not really with a resume to sell a fight on their own. Right. So they need each other. I think they'll be perfect. They'll be harder fights for less money and less clout. What's the point? So and it's WBC where they're gonna let Ryan do whatever he wants. Do you know what I'm saying? If Ryan smashes up Conor Benn, maybe Conor Benn don't get a rematch. But the WBC with Mauricio Suleiman, Ryan can get knocked out in 30 seconds clean, and he's gonna get a rematch. Like, do you know what I mean? The WBC and Ryan are batty and bench.
I just don't see what Garcia can do, given the fact that someone like Conor Benn, his activity, his feints and all of these things, and Ryan ain't really got a jab like that. You know them ones, like someone like Conor Benn.
But this is what I'm saying. This is all
you have to hit you have to jab and get the respect. I just don't think he's got the power to get the respect of Conor Benn in it. I just don't, bro. Like, this guy was walking down Eubank, and yes, it was a corpse of Eubank, but bro, he ate some serious punches over those two fights, bro. Especially the first one.
Yeah,
I don't think that Conor Benn's ever met anyone. I know that Ryan's limited, but with that left hook, I don't think Conor Benn's ever met anyone that can crack at 147 the way that Ryan Garcia can.
The thing is,
I don't think Garcia's great, but and Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn they're both going into this. If they fight, both is going to be, what version of them are we getting? What version of Benn are we getting? Because he's probably going to need one fight at 147. He's going to go back to 147, not have no eggs in his system, and he's going to look shoddy. But he's going to scrape a win.
That's why, fam, they're going to put him in there with Ryan. Because you see Conor Benn, he is going to look so shit at 47. Because that jump from 147 to 160 back to 147 was the same thing Eddie done to Kell Brook. And remember what happened to Kell Brook? That guy was getting rocked by jabs when he came back to 147. Your body is gonna get mash up. So if he puts in there if he tries to give him a tune-up fight at
Proper
47,
puncher.
and then Conor Benn gets dropped, his stock loses straight away. So you might as well just try and cash him out straight away, fam. Put him in there with a big fight.
Yeah.
Like you can't. Conor Benn isn't good enough to risk fights to build him back up. Because if you risk the fight and try and build him back up, he's getting knocked out, bro. It's not like certain fighters you can.
That's why I think we see 2 fights. That's why I think we see 2 fights with them, 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's it. It's good. It's just they're gonna lock down the WBC belt for a while, bro. Remember WBC and Mexicans, bro. We know how they move. Canelo went and fought outside of 168 and lost, and still didn't, and come back and still just kept the belt. Like he just kept that belt forever. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So, but yeah, them two are made for each other anyway. That's my opinion on that, bro. I just want the ground to open up and them to both lose.
Yeah, that fight has to happen, man, and yeah, man, and Conor's a dog, man, and do you know what I mean? And I don't know if Ryan is, so it's a good fight, innit? I think it's a good fight. There's 2 boxers I don't particularly rate, in terms of like the skill level.
What do you think about the potential Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez? Apparently, that fight's set for February next year.
Yeah, Shakur beats him on points, bro. Like, and I think he beats him like 10-2 as well. Like, I think he comprehensively just outboxes Teo, bro. The thing is with Teo,
that's a great fight, though.
Yeah, like, I think it's a very technical fight. We're gonna see, because Teo's a very technical. People don't give him credit for how technical he is, but I think that Teo used to be more. He used to be more threatening with his punches, and now it's like he's not a puncher anymore. I don't know what's going on with Teo. I don't know what's going on with him.
For me, I feel like when you look at Shakur's career, yeah, like Shakur, in terms of coming into the pros, he probably had the highest ceiling out of all of them, because obviously he went to the Olympics and everything. This is the fight where you're like, all right, cool. This is the fight that makes Shakur, like, we're talking about ATG type thing. You know what I'm saying? Because
this is his big name. This is big name.
This will be like the big name for Shakur. And I feel like there's so much hype behind Shakur. I feel like it's almost a case of he actually needed this fight. Like, he needed this fight. Like, I think he needed this fight more than Teo did.
So this is his Crawford Spence fight. You know that one?
Facts.
It's that fight for him. It is. Get a big name scalp, and then it's like, all right, I am who I say I am, innit? This is the fight he needed.
Are you disappointed that the
fight? If he can beat Teo 10-2, I'll really rate him. I don't see that. I don't see 10-2.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot easier than people think. You know, I think he's gonna make it look so easy. Man are gonna start questioning Teo blood, and they'll start talking about the Cambosis.
There's a chance. There's a chance because we've seen Teo look shit in fights, innit?
We have.
I wanna like
when Teo's good, he's good though, bro. He's one of them on his day, man. When Teo's good,
but he hasn't been really good in a long time. That's the problem.
Yeah. His last time he looked good was against Josh Taylor. But
that was a long time ago, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean, bro. It's like, the thing is with Teo, he's still got shape like a good boxer, so he'll do the shape and he looks like it, but then nothing's happening. And before you know it, the fight's just like, bro, what are we watching? Do you know what I mean? Like,
he's got like left-footed baller aesthetics.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So when he's in there, he's showboating, he's twitching, he's doing all these things, but it's like, bro, you're losing around. Like, that's what Teo does, isn't it? So
when he lands a jab, when he lands any jab, it looks crazy, because it looks like he set it up on a madness. Like, he's a bit of a Tyson Fury in that way.
There's one thing why I'm slightly disappointed in Shakur, because with Shakur, I felt like he moved from 30 to 35 too soon, chasing big fights. Yeah. Now he's moving to 40, chasing big fights. I'm like, bro, at some stage, like, let's settle down in the division and just clean the division out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what I feel like he's literally chasing big fights so much that he's leaving sometimes food on the table. Because I really wanted to see him versus Tank. I really wanted to see, obviously we're never going to see him versus Keyshawn Davis. We're never going to see that. But obviously we're getting him versus Teo now. But I want to see him literally establish a division. Because when you look at it, like, obviously he was a world champion at 3 different weight classes. If he fights Teo, it will be 4. But at no division did he do a Crawford and become undisputed, or, you know what I'm saying? Like you said,
I think he was chasing fights. Like, for me, Like he hadn't outgrown the division. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he knows because of the pressure that people are kind of put on him. He knows he needs a big name scalp, yeah, to justify
I
all
blame
of it.
Tank
Bro.
for that though. I blame
Yeah.
Tank for that. I blame
But
Tank
Tank
for
never
that.
wanted that fight, bro. Everyone was talking about Tank, but now we know that Tank doesn't want to fight nobody. Like we know that.
Facts. Now,
You know what I'm
maybe not
saying?
nobody, because he's got charges saying that he wants to fight.
But
He wants
even
to fight someone.
Tank's last fight was a cherry pick that went really, really wrong. You know them ones. It was. It was a cherry pick that went badly wrong.
Facts.
But he did.
Facts.
I mean, I always bring this up. Shakur did have the opportunity to fight Devin for undisputed, and he chose not to. So there is that. He did have the opportunity to do that. My concern is he's
He
more
say that every
skilled
time we
than
go on his channel as well.
He does.
I have to
But
remind Rants.
anyone that knows boxing, you included, yeah, like it's not. But nobody thinks that Shakur's scared of Devin. Like, you know them ones there.
No, I'm not saying that, but in terms of the stalling,
it was bad business.
stalling of
He
his
wasn't
own career, it's
advised
bad
correctly
business.
in that situation. He probably needed to humble himself and just take the 25%, even though it's a bump.
That's it. But obviously, Shakur's managed by Rock Nation or some rappers or something. But the point
It's
is,
Jay Prince,
my
innit?
concern. Yeah. It's them, man. He's managed by the same people that manage rappers and that. But the thing is, for me, Tio is the naturally bigger man. I don't know if obviously Shakur is very difficult to land on.
Yeah, but Shakur's
I don't know
normally
if
the
he
smaller
has
guy
been
every time he fights, bro. Like Shakur's not a one.
true, but this is
impossible to land on.
This is why I understand all that, but this is why I don't like to see him speed running through divisions. Do you know what I'm saying? Without really establishing himself in these divisions, just physically. Do you know what I'm saying? 1 or 2 fights, moving up again. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then when you haven't even got landed on clean at 135 before you move to 140, and then you may not get landed on clean at 140 before you move to 147.
Clean at 126, bro.
I hear you. I hear you. So I'm just saying though, so at some point when you get cracked by a big hitter,
but you know that's a good point. That's a good point. I give you an example of that. That was Roy Jones. Remember, Roy Jones just went through the divisions fighting everyone, and then near the back end of his career, he fought Antonio Tarver and got knocked out with one punch. Like, bruh. But no one had ever seen him been hit with a big punch. So we didn't know how good his chin was because his defense was that good. Shakur is by far the best defensive fighter in the sport. At first, when I first came on this channel, I thought Shakur and Tio was closer. I remember saying, Rants, I can see Tio maybe doing certain things that are winning rounds that he doesn't deserve. But the thing that just made me think is I feel like one thing Shakur does is he makes fighters get desperate. And when Tio gets desperate, he looks so shit. When he fought Kambosos, and Kambosos ain't no Shakur, he looked so desperate that Kambosos was hitting him with punches that, bro, I was like, bro, what's going on here? Like,
you're not supposed to get hit by Kambosos, bro.
What do you say, bro?
You're not supposed to get hit by Kambosos, bro. Like, he's a punch bag, bro. You know what I mean? What my guy Hitchens done to him was crazy. You know them ones, and it's like.
Do you think anyone could cause Shakur problems? Who do you think causes Shakur the most problems?
I would like to see Shakur fight Hitchens.
I think stylistically, the fighter that gives Shakur the most amount of problems, is Keyshawn. And only because, Keyshawn reminds me of Bud a little bit in terms of the spite and the way he puts his hands together. Do you know what I mean? Keyshawn's the kind of guy that, like, he doesn't mind taking a punch to land 4, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Where he will take risks in it that a lot of other fighters will not take those risks in it. But I just think that honestly, offensively, bro, Shakur's just so good, bro. Like that's just what it is, bro.
I genuinely feel like the person who beat Shakur has to be someone who can box but has power
and fight.
Shakur reminds me very much of Bivol. And when I thought about Bivol versus Beterbiev, Bivol's biggest problem was when he wanted to box, Beterbiev boxed. But Beterbiev has power with that boxing ability. I look at that division and I'm like, there's not many guys who have the combination of boxing and power. Tio at 35 did, but since he's moved to 40, he's looked so shit.
Exactly. So I think Keyshawn has the combination. He has boxing, but he can punch as well.
Sometimes Keyshawn loses his head though. That's the only thing. I think Shakur will play.
And this is why Shakur beats him. But I'm saying he gives him probably the best fight stylistically. But he still.
The thing is, if Shakur, because Shakur's so good defensively, he can chase after power punches. Like he can chase after a tank. He can chase after like that. Don't bother him. Them fights. If you're I don't know. I don't want to bring up Devin and get shade insensitive, but certain fighters that man will want to stay away from, that will work to Shakur's favor because the way to beat Shakur, if you're Tio, you're just gonna have to stink out the gaff blood. It's gonna be like Arsenal beating Man City all them years ago after we couldn't beat them. We will have to stink out the gaff blood because if you go seeking Shakur, you're losing. The fight's over. Do you know what I'm saying? But if he comes to seek you. If he comes to seek you and then you get on a counter punch thing and then you make it ugly, step back, and then when he comes forward, engage with him and make it really ugly. That's the only way.
You're
you can't beat him.
To fix your light bulb, bro, because that's not real stuff.
I hear you.
But this is why. But that's why we say boxing styles make fights. And the thing is with Shakur, it's like you'll never go into outbox this guy, so you have to try and do something different. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and Zepeda tried to make it ugly, and in the end, he just broke him down anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's one of them ones where I honestly, like, skill wise, I think the only person in any of them divisions that can beat Shakur is himself. Like, I don't think if Shakur boxes to the level that he can box at, not only does he win the fights similar to Bud, but he makes man look rubbish that are not rubbish. Like, he makes them look rubbish, bro. Like, that's why I feel like he's gonna make Teofimo look rubbish, and people are gonna start saying Teo's washed, and Teo's not washed, bro.
I can see that. I can actually see that. I hope though, because this is the thing. Why I was questioning when Shakur done this was, if Shakur fights at 40 and beats Teo, if you look at 140, there's no other big names at 140, which means he's going to be forced to move up again and fight someone like a Conor Benn or Devin.
And he's not really even big enough to fight up.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I understand. You're right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's chasing big fights.
That's what I'm talking about. Where he could his first knockdown, his first ever time getting knocked down could be against someone way below him. He could beat guys that are better than Conor Benn and then get knocked down by Conor Benn. But it's just too big. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
He should call first boots or something. Like, what state?
Man want Bud to fight Benavidez. Like, there's no like, when you're that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, people start demanding foolishness. Like, it is what it is.
Nah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? What did you man make of the Mason fight? You know what I mean? That was fight of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
It was a great fight. Abdullah Mason showed some stuff. I feel like he showed stuff that I didn't want to see, blood. I don't like seeing him get hit like that for no reason because he didn't need to. But some people, because he's been dropped a few times, some people think that is chin suspect, even though clearly it was balance issues when he got clipped. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like he needed a fight like that. I feel like even though a fight like that obviously aesthetically doesn't do well because obviously you get hit quite easy, but I feel like if Abdullah Mason kept going through fights just outboxing guys, people are going to always look at the fact that he got dropped early in his career. Sometimes, you need to show people, bro, that was a flash knockdown. Man's got a chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when he got hit by Sam Noakes, he showed great grit. And sometimes fights like that, bro, they age you mentally. Like, mentally, he's probably used that and he can propel himself so forward. I feel like at that division, he's probably the worst out of the champions right now. But he's the youngest. So he's got the most time to grow. And I feel like if I'm Abdullah Mason, I'm like, fights like Sam Noakes, you just use those as a learning fights. Maybe he might fight a Kid Austin. You know what I'm saying? And Kid Austin might come in with the same Sam Noakes style. And because he's dealt with a Sam Noakes, he knows how to deal with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting hit is also experience. Like, he didn't need to fight that type of fight, but I feel like I said, we don't know. Shakur is a bad example because you just don't get hit. But if Shakur gets knocked down, even a flash knockdown from a Conor Benn or like a low-level opponent, we don't know if Shakur's getting up. Do you know what I'm saying? We just don't know. Like, we know with Benavidez, he can get up. So when we're looking at Benavidez going to fight Yarde, it's like, cool, Yarde may hurt you, Yarde may knock you down, but we know you can walk through this. And I think for Abdullah Mason, you know you're getting up to win this fight. And Abdullah Mason, that's what he's showing as well. Like, do you know what I'm saying? He's answering questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially where he's not the biggest name.
That's a good way to
He's answering questions. And so he will be able, when he's 25, he'll be extremely difficult to beat. Even if you're better than him, right now, Shakur is not walking into a slugfest. Shakur does a thing that he does, and he's the best in the world at doing it, and he fights the way he fights. But if somehow he got dragged into a slugfest, we really don't know what happens. Whereas Abdullah Mason, he can box, and the boxing will still be working on it. But if somebody somewhere wants to drag him into a slugfest, we know he can fight, and that's what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why obviously he's using it at low level. You don't want to be asked them questions for the first time at high level. You don't want that. Do you know what I'm saying? You're better off answering some of these questions, and it will make you better in the long run, for sure.
I agree.
In my opinion.
No, I hear that. I just think that, see, like with Shakur, for instance, I think he's too smart to get dragged into something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we saw against Cepeda that if he wants to engage, he can engage. You know what I'm saying? But
that's been to his detriment, though, Shakur. Though I would probably say Abdullah Mason has probably seen the likes of Shakur and thought, you know what? Because you've been so technically sound and so almost perfect, borderline perfect, it's made it difficult for you to get fights. People will be more lined up to fight Abdullah than Shakur. Which
100%. Because they'll say, "Oh, he can get hit."
Career, he might actually have bigger names than Shakur. Maybe not, but I don't know. But because Shakur has been someone that's literally looked at as like, why would I fight him? Whereas Abdullah Mason, you might think you have a chance, and then you end up with a better resume.
No, and you're right. But if people don't want to fight, man, because they know he's gonna make them look bad, that's not really his fault. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them weird ones.
Of course, but you know, narratives are spun in it. Narratives get spun by different people all the time.
No, facts. Like, I'm a big fan of Abdullah Mason, and I thought the fight was a great fight, man. I thought it was a great fight. Like, honestly, like that's
as well.
Like on every card, you'd love to watch a fight like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like but because he could outbox.
We're sitting here.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, we're sitting here also as free boxing. We're sitting here as free boxing purists, especially you and Shane, So you man like the Shakur thing, but how much is Shakur now chasing fights to try and get exciting fights, and people say that he's boring, and you know what I'm saying, etc., for how talented he is.
I think it's a legacy thing as well, though. I think it's a legacy thing. You need the names on your resume for your legacy. You do.
True, but I'm saying Abdullah Mason right now, if you ask the average casual fan who they'd want to see fight next based off their last performances, it might be Abdullah Mason, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing, like there's a balance. There's a balance
I don't know about that, you know. I don't know about that. You know why I don't know about that?
Maybe not right now, but after a couple fights, people are going to want to keep seeing entertaining guys.
He's more fan friendly. You're right, but fan friendly as you fucking, like, I mean, drinking soup through a straw at 30.
Of course.
True. I don't think he does that, but I'm saying Abdullah Mason can take that type of fight against the Noakes, who, if we're being honest, is a lower level opposition. He's not when he moves through the gears and moves through the levels, he's not going to fight that style against the top guys. But while he's building his name, the fights can be entertaining, and then when he's up there, he can put on a Shakur performance rather than technical all the way through.
I don't think it's about entertainment, bro. I feel like it's about your level. I feel like people will fight Mason not because he's entertaining or what, because there's this thing in boxing which I don't understand, but people like imperfection. It's like Floyd. Floyd was a guy who was so perfect that people genuinely like imperfection. It's just that, like, people like
Andre Ward.
Andre Ward was another one. People like imperfection. Like, people would rather watch Conor Benn and Chris Eubank versus Shakur, Stevenson, and Devin Haney. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not just imperfect. It's not imperfection, O'Shane. If man in America are paying $80 for a pay-per-view, they want the fight to be a 50-50 fight, bro. Why am I going to pay? If we were watching, let's say, this current Arsenal team playing, who's bottom of the league, Wolves, would man pay £80 to watch that? No, because Arsenal's going to whoop Wolves, so there's no need, there's no jeopardy. What's the point? But am I going to pay a bill to watch Bivol Beterbiev 1, where I really don't know which way it's going to go? Of course. So it's not necessarily imperfection. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the opposite. I think it's boxing fans like you, man, like perfection. If there's someone that's perfect, you want them to be praised and get all the accolades. And that makes sense because they're perfect.
No, but that's incorrect, because more people watch Eubank and Benn. More people watch Eubank and Benn than Beterbiev and Bivol. The justification
because
that was genuinely... People like imperfection, bro. People are into... The reason why Chris Eubank and Conor Benn was so entertaining was because they're
more people know who Eubank and more people know who Eubank and Benn are. More people know who Eubank and Benn are than know who Bivol Beterbiev is.
But remember, after I watched the first fight, I was like, yo, that fight was shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of boxing fans didn't feel like it was a shit fight because
that's what they like to see. A
Yeah, a lot of the
fans.
casual fans. I said that was two low-level fighters fighting, yeah, and the build-up was everything outside of the boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. I felt like
But
I
you know what
was
it is,
robbed
yeah,
as a
bro.
boxing fan.
I see a comment the other day that said someone
Mm.
said about Joe Budden's podcast. Yeah, they realized Joe Budden's podcast isn't a podcast at all. It's actually a reality show. And then that's the same as boxing. Top level
Yeah.
boxing is about boxing. Low level boxing is a reality TV show.
It's
Conor
about
Benn
everything else
and Chris
but the
Eubank is a
boxing.
reality TV show, bro. If they,
Yeah.
even though that fight was shit, like the first fight was shit, but if you're a casual, maybe there's entertainment. The second fight was shit and not entertaining at all. But right now, if them two with their dads released a reality TV show on Netflix, people would sit down and watch it. That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? There's gal that twerk on Instagram that have 500,000 followers. They just twerk every day. You can watch one video 50,000 times. You don't have to watch 50,000 videos. But that's what man do, innit? Man like reality TV. So that's what it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Once they know, even Shane himself, Mr. Boxing Purist here, he said he wasn't interested in the fight until he saw the egg slap. So even Shane, who's Mr. Boxing Purist and don't like the reality TV thing, even he got roped in by the egg slap and then the needle and the drama.
But I was roped in by the feud, but not by the boxing. I knew what I was getting. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm
It don't make it
getting.
But why you're paying for it is irrelevant. All of that is irrelevant. If we're talking numbers, you're saying why did more people watch it?
Irrelevant. You know why it can't be irrelevant? Because I know the product that I'm consuming. If I go to the shop and order McDonald's, I know I'm not going to a Caribbean shop and getting curry goat and white rice. I know what I'm getting from the shop, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I go to the shop for a specific purpose. So at the end of the day, this was fast food.
So you're in the minority.
Yeah, it was fast
You're
food.
in the minority. You're in the minority, bro.
I know I'm in the minority.
Even a major sport like football, the average person doesn't know what they're looking at, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's football. That's the sport everyone watches. Man don't know what they're looking at, bro. The football stadiums are full of fat man that haven't run for a bus in 25 years talking about football. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's reality TV. Do you know what I mean? That's actually what it is.
No, you're 100% right.
You know we know what we're looking at, but other man don't know what they're looking at. So you need a storyline or something like that to gas the thing, bro. So it's not a question. I still don't think that says boxing fans like imperfection. I still don't think it's that. Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
boxing fans
casual fans like imperfection.
Yeah.
Casual
I got
fans
you. Okay,
like
that makes more sense,
bro.
maybe. But casual fans like reality TV, bro. Jake Paul, AJ is going to be the biggest. Jake Paul, AJ is going to be the biggest selling fight this year.
Yeah, it will.
Shakur Stevenson,
and it's not about It's not about imperfections. It's about reality TV.
No, it's nah, fam. It's
go on, Shane.
Do casual fans like perfect boxing? No, they don't, bro. They don't like perfect boxing. They like flawed fighting.
I understand what you're saying, but casual fans don't even have the technical capability to tell you why AJ's imperfect. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe what you're saying is correct. But you need to think of you need to think of another word. You need to think of another word for imperfection, because you're talking like a casual fan to say the problem with AJ is he doesn't let go of the double jab. Man, I'm not talking like that.
Bro, that's my point. Because when they see Shakur, when a casual fan sees Shakur, just like you just said when you were comparing him to Abdullah Mason, there's a narrative that is boring, and perfection is very, 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 very close to boring. That's the problem. Perfection.
Yeah.
When everybody watches sport for competition. Rants. If you go into a fight, and
especially
you know
at
you're
lightweight,
win, if you know you're gonna win when you knew the result before the fight, how is it entertaining? It's not entertaining if I know who's gonna win. People want to not know. And if you're perfect and you win every single time, that means we know you're gonna win. So then, therefore, you do not like the perfection. They like imperfection. They like when there's two fighters who are flawed. So therefore, the chances of predicting a result or the unknown happening is very likely. It's very likely.
Counter argument to that. The counter argument to that, though, is the top selling fighter in our lifetime is Floyd Mayweather, who's perfect, but he was able to turn his perfection. He was able to turn that into reality TV.
One casual fan liked the way Floyd fought. He was a top seller because
doesn't matter. They bought it.
We're talking about what they bought it.
Yeah, because it's reality TV. It's both. It's both.
No, I hear what you're saying, Nick, but they bought it because of the stuff he done outside of the ring. If he was like,
that's the reality. That's the reality TV element of it.
If he was like Bud and he didn't really show his personality and he didn't do all these things, yeah, a lot of man wouldn't buy these things because they, like
That's
he
why I'm
didn't
calling it
have a
reality.
fan-friendly way of fighting.
That's why I'm calling it reality TV, bro. Man are paying for the personality more than they're paying for the boxing. That's what I'm saying.
You could say that, but I think people are. If you watch, if that might be true, but I feel like that's only true to a certain degree. I think majority of the time, I've seen fighters try and sell a fight. I've seen two fighters trying to sell. If Shakur and Devin were to fight each other and they had a good trash talk outside of the ring, the fight still won't be a good fight, and the casual fan still won't like it. Whilst me and Rants might,
but
like
they will sell.
like it.
When Devin and Shakur trash talk each other, the trash talk is going to be boxing specific. You got dropped by Ryan Garcia. I was the youngest.
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
Bro, we'll see. Bro, we'll see. But it's not gonna. What it's not gonna be. What it's not gonna be is I fucked your bitch in the club last week. Let Devin take a picture with Shakur's gyal, or let Shakur punch one of his brethren, punch up one of his brethren.
Kardashian shit.
If it was that Kardashian shit, the fight would sell next level because man like reality TV. But when we're talking about outside of the ring, I'm not just talking about press conferences. That's boxing. That's all stuff that's inside the infrastructure of boxing. I'm talking about stuff that happens outside of boxing. Mike Tyson punching up man on the street. That's outside of boxing. That's not in boxing.
But
that's somewhere completely different.
People find Mike Tyson entertaining?
Yes.
Forget outside of boxing, inside the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, because he knocked people out.
Do people find Conor Benn entertaining inside the ring? Based on his last
hand on heart, I don't know. I think Englishman might find him entertaining.
I would say them Englishmen think that Conor Benn,
I think that they think he's entertaining. I think they think he's entertaining.
I think he's rubbish.
I think they think he's entertaining.
Did we not just hear everybody say Conor Benn, forget what he done with his father's name, his fighting style would be, for most British man in this country, and I think for most people, they would say his fighting style is more entertaining than Shakur. Do you want to know why? Because he's more flawed than Shakur. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. When I'm talking about.
I don't think so. I don't. I hear you. But I think that I think it's more because he's more attacking and aggressive. These men don't have, like, what you're saying. What you're saying could be technically correct. What you're saying could be technically correct. But if you ask Dave in the pub,
it's more the aggression. It's more the I'm gonna I'm gonna render him.
If you ask Dave in the pub. If you ask Dave in the pub why Conor Benn is more exciting than Shakur, they're not going to give you technical boxing reasons. That they don't know. They don't know that what they're looking at is perfection or imperfection. They just know attacking. That's all they know. That's it.
Because he's going for knockouts. That's why people like Wilder. That's why people like Tank, because they associate Tank fights with knockouts.
So if Conor Benn, let me ask you a question then, because the reason why I find where we're at a crossroads is because Conor Benn is more likely to get a knockout, but more likely to get knocked out.
Yes.
So therefore,
yes.
If I see Conor Benn get dropped 3 times, and I see Shakur Stevenson never get dropped, but they both win. You'll be more entertained with the fact that Conor Benn got dropped 3 times, right?
Yeah, you're right.
You'll be more, because for me,
not necessarily me, but yeah.
Casual. He's talking about for the casual.
Yes. Yeah.
I saw Shakur fight Padley, and people still were complaining. So at the end of the day, he got a knockout. He was aggressive, and people still were complaining. It's because of the fact that, like, when Crawford fights and he stopped bare fighters, they were still struggling to sell him. They were still top rank. Said he don't sell. These times he knocked out everyone at 47. They still
partly because of who he is. Partly because he's so great. I hear you, but partly because of who he is outside the ring. I sent you a reel earlier that said that one of the reasons that people hate Devin Haney and people hate Lonzo Ball and these people is because they don't like black fathers being in the athlete's life because they can't manipulate them. And you know what I'm saying? So with them black dads in their life, they're not moving crazy outside the ring. Do you know what I'm saying? Press conferences, to me, when I'm talking about reality TV, I'm talking about stuff outside the infrastructure of boxing. So the press conference is still, to me, boxing. You have security guards, you have certain things you can't say. Man can't pull out a gun on a flipping weigh-in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, but who was it that pulled out a strap on Muhammad Ali in the casino, bro? Was it Sonny Liston? Obviously, it wasn't loaded, but he started shooting. Sonny Liston was letting off a pistol in the middle of a casino. casino, bro. What are we talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff outside of boxing. Like Mike Tyson's a legend, like outside of boxing. Do you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather having baby mum drama, and even Tank with the stuff happening with his mum and the charges, whatever, because he's a knockout fighter, that feeds into this ghetto black stereotype of this guy that make people want to go and see the damage he can inflict. Do you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is outside of boxing. Chisora in this country still sells. Chisora can still fill the O2 at any time, partly because of who he is outside of boxing, bro. No, he's not really entertaining.
It's not him
necessarily.
in the ring that's selling them tickets.
No, he's just that's what we're saying similar. But when I talk about reality TV, I'm talking about stuff that's outside of boxing, bro. Outside of boxing completely. I mean, the guys that are very, very disciplined, that are that great, typically are also disciplined in life. So your Shakurs, your Wards, your Buds. Ward and Bud are both married and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
They don't sell. And also, man don't want to see a very successful, disciplined black man. That don't work. Do you know what I'm saying? But you get a ghetto youth, head loss black youth. How many black men have to go into boxing and not talk about their boxing and talk about, I came into boxing because I was on the street doing this and doing that? That's the same old story we hear all the time, bro. Because man like reality TV. That's reality TV, bro. That's reality TV, bro.
No, it's facts, bro. The entertainment,
reality TV.
the entertainment,
You have to turn it. Yeah.
Doesn't hold true, bro. And they just prove that. Because you're right. Look at Bud, bro. You know what I mean? And if you look at Bam as well, yeah. If Bam weren't Mexican, if he wasn't Mexican, no one would watch him because he's so good, bro. Like he knocks everyone out, he outboxes everyone, but he's quiet. He don't trash talk. He's just a cool brother. If he was black,
if there's another fighter that comes into the game that does exactly, if there's another fighter that comes into the game that's also Mexican that does exactly what Bam has done, same record and everything like that, yeah, but moves loose on the street, I bet you he outsells Bam.
Yeah,
like Ryan Garcia.
And Ryan Garcia,
like Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
There you go, reality TV, bro. That's reality TV because Ryan Garcia. Bro, he must be. He must be, bro. Do you know that's what I'm talking about, bro. It's a WWE thing, bro.
It's the outside the ring stuff that makes fighters selling fighters, bro. Because Bud is the example. He's the prime example.
Look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's the best example.
They're trying to turn Bud into a superstar now. Do you know what I mean? But Bud's always been a superstar in terms of how he's fought, bruv. He's always knocked people out. Do you know what I'm saying? And only now he did what he did against Canelo. They're trying to make it out like he's only just been that guy. He's been that guy his whole career.
He's been doing this. He's been doing that.
Do you know
what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Tyson Fury's the best example. Tyson Fury's got a whole documentary on Netflix, whatever. None of us three here, sitting here, most of the man in the chat, do not find Tyson Fury entertaining. There's times that we've predicted something happened. I can't remember if it was AJ1 or AJ. Something did AJ, and Shane was like, "Well, you know, Tyson Fury is going to be on Instagram tomorrow." And the very next day, I think AJ announced a fight with Dubois. The next day, Tyson Fury is jogging. I'm out here for the dossers, and bro, Englishman find that entertaining. Yeah. No, I don't know anyone that finds that entertaining. That's not entertaining to me. He's just watching a man run and talk about dossers and that. But some man find that so. WWE is the best example, bro. It's a storyline. Do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury's going to outsell a lot of man. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's not the most entertaining guy in the ring. He's not the least, but he's not the most entertaining guy in the ring. But they like him. They're buying into him. That's what it is.
At all, bro. You don't knock people out, Tyson Fury, bro. He's a fucking 12-round heavyweight. Like, no one wants to watch no 12-round heavyweights. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody. Like, even Usyk, came up from the cruiserweight division and he stopped Dubois twice. You know the ones there, like like even Usyk's a bigger puncher than Fury.
Yeah,
like it's mad,
bro. Careful.
Like Fury's not a puncher, and a man are trying to make Fury entertaining, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Why Canelo sold so much? Because he's Mexican, bro.
He's Mexican, bro.
Their own, bro. He said they support their own, bro. Look what they've done with Ryan. Look what Oscar. Like them man support their own, bro. Like you go over there.
You understand? Canelo. What Canelo did was dope as well, because they're right. Canelo did not move crazy outside the ring, but that's partly racial stereotypes because he's not black, so he don't need to move crazy. But also, Canelo is more like a David Beckham. Do you know what I'm saying? Like David Beckham's brand is bigger than what he was as a footballer. He was a very good footballer. But if you are not a football fan, you would think that Beckham is like Michael Jordan. Beckham is not Michael Jordan, but that he built a brand, and that's what, do you know what I mean? Bud hasn't even done that. Bud is still like lives where he lives. He got one amount of youths. His missus ain't like some Instagram model. Like, do you know what I mean? Canelo moves more like a David Beckham, so he does still promote outside the ring, but it's a different type of promote in it. He moves like a
As you
like
said,
an
when you're
icon.
black, you don't have to have one bag of baby man
Are
problems.
you
Like,
seeing?
me,
Are you seeing? Are we going to see? Are we going to ever see Bud have a D&G deal
no,
with
but
Dolce and
Nick,
Gabbana?
I
You
actually
ain't
feel
going to
like
see
what you
that.
said is true, because if you think about it, yeah, Tank, Floyd, and Mike Tyson in the last 30 years are
All
probably
had
the
woman
biggest black.
problems.
They all got domestic violence
Yeah, they
problems.
all
All got
been
woman
jail, blood.
problems.
They all been jail.
They
All of
all
them.
got woman problems. Even Muhammad Ali was in jail. Muhammad Ali was in jail, my brother.
No, but that was different though. That was different. That was
Nah, but they all
different. That
been
was
I'm
jail
saying
different.
it's
though.
part of the story.
I
It's
hear it, but
all
them
part
three man
of
have
the
been jail though.
story. If I return to the ring and if I return to the ring right now and say, right, I'm losing 30 pounds, I've just come out of jail. Yeah, some man will watch me fight. Just if I say I just come out of jail for X, Y, and Z, and I get bare tattoos on me, that enough will sell more than just who I am today. So that's how people
It'll be
think. People are
interesting to see
stupid.
what happens with Ben Whitaker, because Ben Whitaker's a soft youth. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that guy still.
Bro,
He
Yeah, but he
ain't
has to
in
be.
jail.
Yeah,
people are saying that they're probably gonna try feed Yard to him now that Yard looks cooked soon. Do you reckon next year?
Nah,
Ben
Yarde will beat him
Ben
still.
Whitaker. Nah,
Yarde will
okay,
beat him.
we're getting extra disrespectful with the Yard disrespect, because Yard right now
I
still beats
agree.
Ben
I was just
Whitaker.
asking you because
Ben
people are saying,
Whitaker.
yo,
Benavidez to Ben Whitaker. What are we talking about? Benavidez and Ben Whitaker will probably never be in the same stadium, not even in the same ring. They'll probably never be in the same place. They'll probably never be in the same city at the same
do you
time.
think Ben
Like, these men
Whitaker
are on
beats
two
Buatsi?
different. Who beats Watsy?
Do you think Ben Whitaker beats Buatsi or what's his name?
No, bro,
Hutchison?
this guy jumped over the ropes for flipping Liam Cameron, bro. This guy turned into Jeff Hardy for Liam Cameron. Come on,
The
bro.
Do you think he
only
beats a
reason he
Whitaker
could
or a
beat
Buatsi? You don't think he's even at that
the,
level?
the only reason Whitaker beats Buatsi is because Buatsi don't throw any punches. He does not throw any punches. He didn't throw any punches against Zach Parker. He just didn't throw anything. He didn't throw anything at all. Do you know what I'm saying? So
He just didn't land. He just didn't land anything.
the way that we saw the way that we saw Zach Parker deal with Buatsi, albeit he fell on the floor a lot, that it's scary, is that he's severely deteriorated. I think Yard beats Ben Whitaker, but Buatsi might be a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know, because just the way Buatsi was making Zach Parker look like Roy Jones, bro. Did you see it? Zach
Yeah, I
Parker
did.
was dancing
I did.
around him, bro. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, bro. Do you know what I mean? He was, bro. Yeah. Who was them white boys that used to dance on Britain's Got Talent, Twist and Pulse or something, blood? That's what Zach Parker was moving like, bro. I thought, bro, I swear down, bro.
This guy's an idiot, fam. I swear down.
I swear, bro, it's ridiculous. He'd be like a house party dancing around Buatsi. So I actually don't know. But yeah, the Yard disrespect. You can't say throw Yard.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they were saying. They were like, yo, they're gonna dash Yard, like Yard is scrapped now. They're gonna dash him to Ben.
Bro. Ben Whitaker's never fighting a world title fight, bro. You know, these man said earlier, Yard maximizes his career. Ben Whitaker's Jesse Lingard, bro. He's a 28-year-old prospect. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's 28 and they're going to move him slow. If he will not fight for a world title next year, the earliest he'll fight for a world title will be at 30. And if he fights for a world title and gets Brock up, he'll probably never have a world title fight again. He might have one at 30 or 31 years old. But Ben, they're going to move him slow. The money they've put into promoting him and got Eddie Hearn to scream, I love black people and stuff, they're going to move him slow, bro. Slow.
That's interesting. Now that's funny.
I don't even know what's next for this youth still, because he's fighting this week. But, bruv, once people realize this guy's trash, yeah, bro, I don't even know the levels that he can even fight on. They're going to have to keep stacking his undercard.
What is that
with
on?
good
Sky
fights,
or the
bro.
Zone? It's on the Zone, isn't it? Because Eddie Hearn.
The zone.
Yes, it's the Zone debut. And Eddie Hearn as being a bastard and put it on the same day as Clark versus Jamie TKV for Boxer, and that's on the
because that's
BBC.
on
And obviously,
BBC,
this
innit? Because
they only have like 4 dates for the year, and Eddie Hearn stepping on them with their own
nasty,
old
innit?
fighter that he just signed. No, he's a bully, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna watch them anyway.
That Jamie TKV fight, I'm not watching that. I'll be honest. I want to watch Kodua's fight, Tunde's fight. I want to watch that, and then I think I'll switch over to the Eddie Hearn show. I'll be honest, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be.
I like Clark. I like Clark, but obviously that fight is meaningless, isn't it? Like, man will watch it, but it's not. It don't mean anything for anything. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So it's inconsequential, really. But I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that's what it is.
What you saying anyway for Rowley and Haney before we wrap? Because I think Bill Haney might be the
If the
most,
fight happens, Devin Haney wins.
apart from Ryan Garcia, which like was a brain fart from Devin Haney. Bill Haney, you have to give him a lot of credit, for how he picks fighters for his son, because like he's an incredible matchmaker. He's incredible. Do you know what I mean? Like Bud came out and said,
he's a great matchmaker for people other than his son, but he's
Bud
just a great matchmaker for everyone.
He told him he should chase Canelo. Like loads of people have said, Bill Haney has said, like I should fight this person, bro. Like he knows his son's strengths and weaknesses, and he match makes perfectly, bro. Like when I saw how slow Brian Norman's feet were, I didn't give him a chance against Devin Haney, and Haney boxed his head off, and I said Haney by decision. I didn't expect Haney to drop him, but I expected Haney to do what he did, and then, bro, Rowley is big, but his feet are too clumsy. Like Devin can just beat him by boxing him. Do you know what I mean? Like stylistically, it's an easy fight for Devin.
Yeah. Shane, what do you reckon?
See, my thing's chipping in and out still. I think I might need to jump off and jump back on.
We're calm, innit? We're wrapping soon anyway.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that about Bill Haney and the matchmaking?
I didn't hear anything you said, so mine's chipping on and off still. I might have to.
Is it still doing it, or can
what
you
do you
hear
think?
me?
No, he's gonna go.
Jump out and jump back in. That's all right.
I think. I think Devin should win.
Yeah,
Devin should definitely win, but obviously, Rowley is a lot more live than he's a lot more of a stalker. That's cool. I can move back a little bit if you want to do something.
No, it's
but
calm.
Rowley's more of a stalker than Brian Norman was. Do you know what I mean? And Brian and Rowley gets into fights that his chin's been a little bit more tested. Do you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I know Norman's been knocked down, but I feel like I don't feel like Devin's gonna put the frighteners on him like that. Like Shane would say, he's a bit mentally challenged, Rowley. Like,
I don't think he's got the power to scare Rowley. No,
I don't think so. Do you know what I'm saying? So Rowley, Devin should win, but he'll have to come through hairy moments. So when I said about Devin, I said I think he wins, but I said against Devin against Norman, I said I wouldn't be surprised to see Devin come off the canvas to win. And it's the same thing against Rowley. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come off the canvas to win. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Devin has obviously been caught with big shots before, and Rowley's got real power. So, and Rowley's a legit 147 in terms of like he's been fighting there for a long time. He's very comfortable at the weight. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. What about you?
Yeah, I think he outboxes Rowley. You know what it is? Like, when it comes to boxing, like I just believe that skills pay bills. Like I don't really care about power like that, because power only matters if you land. You know the ones, and also it's not if you land, it's how you land, because it's the shots that you don't see that are really the damaging shots, bro. Like I've been hit by people that hit hard, but because I've seen the shot, I'm able to take the sting out of the shot, or you can roll with the punch. Do you know what I mean? It's the shots that you don't see that really hurt. And I just think that Rowley don't have the hand speed or the foot speed to hit Devin with something that he doesn't see. Do you know what I mean? Like even the Ryan Garcia, the left, Ryan's got fast hands. Rowley don't have fast hands. He's got heavy hands. And in my opinion, fast hands are more dangerous than heavy hands.
Yeah.
So I just don't see him.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's good. It's good matchmaking, because you go in against two. You've been dropped 3 times. You had the scary performance against Ramirez, but then you go in with Brian Norman Jr., who is known as a heavy hitter. You go in with Rowley, who's known as a heavy hitter. By the time you get back to the top table, because although Brian Norman was world champion, we don't really see him at the top table necessarily. By the time you get back to the top table, you should be mentally recovered, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? When you go in to fight a Ryan, or when you go in to fight a Tio, or when you obviously them men are more dangerous because there's punches you don't see coming, but just from a mental perspective, you've been in with 2 power punches now. Like, your confidence should be back to where it is. You shouldn't go in scared. Obviously anything can happen, but I think that it's, again, like you say, from Bill Haney, it's good matchmaking in terms of rebuilding his son's confidence, as well as rebuilding his son's kind of resume and his name. Do you know what I mean? I think it makes sense. There's no reason why you should be scared of I don't know, Richardson Hitchens power if you have been in there with Brian Norman Jr. and Brody.
I
Do
hear
you know
that,
what I'm
but
saying? Or Tio,
Hitchens
whoever it is.
has different kind of power to like Rowley. You know them one.
It's true. It's true. He's much better, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of being scared, he's more
Yeah,
dangerous because he's a much
100%.
better fighter. But just in terms of the fear factor, that fear factor should be relinquished, you would hope. Do you know what I'm saying? And then because Devin can be a nightmare if he can get back to his full confidence. If Devin fights nervous and all that jittery walking backward stuff that he does, and he still moves back like that, which is the biggest problem because it's just his chin's up in the air. He just jumps back. He doesn't move back. He moves back very, very jittery and scared. But he looks better fighting on the front foot. Fighting on the back foot, you always feel like you can maybe get to him. But like I say, by the time he gets to a Richardson Hitchens, Teofimo Lopez, or any of these men that are actually quite dangerous fighters, by the time he gets there, he should be much more confident going forwards, going backwards, and being a more well-rounded fighter, like he was when he was younger and at the lighter weight classes, because he was a very, very well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, I can see that. You know what I mean? The Devin Haney thing is a bit weird anyway. Because the way he
when I say
boxes,
well-rounded, but I mean is he can fight going forwards and he can fight going backwards.
he can, but when Haney is fighting on the front foot, it's still very much just like he don't really put his hands together. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's kind of jab, 1, 2, go for a walk. Like, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of times he's fainting and he's just maybe throwing a single jab, and then he's fainting and he's moving, but he's not really throwing anything. You know what I mean? I think against someone like Rowley,
he don't throw combinations, but he's very good at winning rounds.
Yeah, because he's very accurate. Like he knows how to win fights, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like he knows how to win fights, innit? Like that's probably his best skill is knowing how to win fights. Like he knows how to nick around. Like he'll box your head off, go for a walk, innit? And he doesn't really, apart from the Loma fight where he chose to engage when he didn't need to, and the Ryan Garcia fight, normally he doesn't really engage, he just boxes, innit?
Yeah.
And I just think against Rowley, he won't engage against Rowley, and he beats Rowley just over 12 rounds by just outboxing him, bruv. And the thing is with Rowley, you know, if Rowley's losing rounds, he'll get desperate and then fucking way over front foot and start throwing some wild, ugly shots, because that's what Rowley does, isn't it? Like he's very unorthodox. Like, and the more desperate he gets, the more unorthodox and the more desperate he gets, easier the fight becomes for Devin, and Devin just ends up just like dancing his way to a decision. That's how I see it. I think that Rowley style, if Devin boxes disciplined, is tailor-made for him.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Obviously, like I say, there's always them question marks because of the Ryan Garcia thing, but I think so. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think
100%.
the Ryan Garcia thing's a blip. If he fights Ryan Garcia again, I think he beats him comfortably, innit? Like that never should have happened in the first place. So I'm not 100%. Really worried. I'm not worried about that. And then obviously, if they do fight on the same card, they're saying that they're trying to get them to fight on the same card. And obviously, if they both win, which they should be expected to, then they fight each other after that.
That same card thing, that was a curse last time because that's how Ryan lost to Rowley.
Bro, that's what I mean. That is kind of booky, innit?
I said this. I mean, on our show, we said that you know, Turkey as a kind of matchmaker is a little bit he's overrated, bro. When man talk about all these things that man said, because you don't know boxing, like sometimes the sport moves slow and it's frustrating, but it moves slow for a reason. Then there's like 4 or 5 times that he's announced a fighter has a fight after the fight that they're currently fighting and they've lost. Do you know what I'm saying? Man are getting overpaid and they're undermotivated because they've already got a guaranteed bag for the next fight. So what am I fighting for? What's the jeopardy of boxing used to be that if you're getting paid $1 million to fight this fight, you're gonna. This is like, for example, people say that AJ might throw the fight against Jake Paul. I said, bro, if AJ, not if, because he's gonna beat him, but if AJ loses to Jake Paul, it's the future bags. He's losing 100 mil. Jake Paul can't bribe unless you're bribing AJ with 80 mil. You're already paying him whatever millions. He's got 100 mil waiting for him, a fight in Feb, and then a potential Fury fight. He's got 150 million waiting for him in 2026. So
he's not throwing a fight. He's not jeopardized. He's not risking losing the Fury fight.
When you're fighting man that are retired and not making any money, you could throw them 100 grand and make them throw a fight or stay down if you clock them or something. That's not going to work for someone that's still in the division. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone that's still a cash cow.
Fury's looking for any excuse to not fight him. So if he loses to AJ, if he loses to Paul, that Fury fight's gone. Fury's like, I ain't fighting that Dossa. He just lost to a fucking YouTuber. That's what he's gonna say. So, like, he can't afford
That's
to lose that fight.
that's my thing with that's my thing with Turkey. I feel like we're getting some fights that maybe we wouldn't see, but a lot of the time when he's trying to make things happen, the matchmaking is not great. The matchmaking actually don't really make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I say, really, Canelo is a cherry pick that went wrong, really. And sorry, Crawford was. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he really had a plan because AJ and Canelo were the two big names he built is the big DAZN thing off of. They were the two marquee guys. Do you know what I'm saying? They both went down like a fucking lead balloon, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it is.
100%. Big up the chat, man. Make sure we get the lights up. Man saying that a Talma Franklin fight, if he beats Franklin, is scary. I don't think if he beats
I don't think
Franklin
it's
is
scary.
scary. I think
Yeah.
they've picked Franklin because they know he beats Franklin. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think Franklin's actually a good fight for him, though. I do
It
think
is
that
a good
Franklin. I think because Atoma needs rounds. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Franklin is crafty. He's awkward. He's smaller, so he's a little bit harder to get to. He's not going to engage as much. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, he could beat him. And also, what they're doing is they're looking for opponents that have already fought world champions. Like, do you know what I mean? Franklin's fought AJ and gone the distance. He's fought White and gone the distance. So straight away, if Atoma gets good rounds and beats him in 10, they can say this is a man that went the distance of AJ.
Well, there you
Atoma only
go.
took
And if
10
he
rounds.
beats
Blah, blah,
him
blah. Do you know what I'm saying?
in 4 or 5 or 6, then they can say, yo, he's got man out of there,
Yeah.
and these man couldn't get him out of there. I think it's great
Yeah.
matchmaking. That's exactly what it is.
I think it's good matchmaking. And also, Franklin's a good boxer. He's got some technical ability, but he don't really offer a real KO threat to Atoma.
Yeah.
Although we don't really know what Atoma's chin is saying. He's so much bigger. The odds of him, he might land one knock and wobble him or something, but like he's not knocking out Atoma. Atoma's gonna win. It's just in what fashion he's gonna win. If I was Atoma, you need the rounds. You know, you've already shown you can knock man out. You've already shown you can get man out of there. Now show us that you can survive the rounds. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to jump up to world level, even if world level is not Usyk, even if it's Wardley, even if it's AJ, and you've never fought. Like, even Abdullah Mason against Noakes, he'd never fought beyond 8 rounds before, so that was the question mark. Do you know what I mean? We don't really want to see you fight in the 9th round with your team trying to figure it out. Your team is finding things out about your chin in real
No,
time.
you're right. We don't know about his chin, and we also don't know about his gas tank either, because people talk about Woodley's gas tank all the time, and you can see that Woodley, the red light comes on, but Woodley fights better when he's tired. You know the words there, like so.
But the main thing is that his team know how to manage him because they've been there and they've done it. Do you know what I mean? Again, we spoke about Anthony Yarde earlier. The frustration of Yarde is that he hasn't learned and his team haven't learned. Whereas with Woodley, the team know what he's capable of. They know what to ask of him, what his limitations are, so they can build a game plan around that. Right now, Atoma's team are just going off pure natural ability, and when that gets tested, then we're going to find out things about him. And you don't want to fight. That's what I'm saying about Abdullah Mason fighting that style against Noakes. He won't fight like that for the rest of his career, but we don't want to find things out about you at world level. We need to find things out about you ahead of time. You might be better off looking a little bit shaky against Franklin so that you can look much better against Wardley. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Right.
That's how you manage someone's career. So
No,
he'll win. Atoma will win, but I think mid to late rounds, like I say, you start knocking man out 6, 7, 8. That's expected of you when you're moving up the levels. And I don't even know if Franklin's up the level, but Dillian White was just a skeleton in it. So
yeah, nothing but facts, man. Hey, listen, big up everyone in the chat, man. We had over 200 here for most of the show, so make sure you hit the likes, 200 like target as well. Make sure you subscribe as well to Only Facts Sports people, man. Let them know what you got coming up on the channel as well.
We are Only Facts Sports. Subscribe to the channel. We've got a weekly show coming out. Our show just dropped 5 o'clock, so it's been out for about an hour. And then we're streaming everything, man. All the Arsenal games, all the boxing. I think Saturday the 6th, we're live. I'm live 9 in the morning for JR Pataya, who's fighting in Australia. I'm going to cover that in the morning. In the evening, we're covering Rants' fight. The big man Rants himself. Do you know what I'm saying? So lock in for that. Watch Rants win again. And then at 2, 3 in the morning, we're going live again for who is, I know that day is going to be long, but it's Steve, I think who's fighting him? Cruz versus Roach. That's the same night as your fight.
Is that the same night as my fight?
Yeah.
Damn.
Same night as your fight, yeah, in the early hours. Yeah. So I'm gonna be live. I'm gonna be napping, but I'm gonna be live for all the boxing. We're gonna be live for the Africa card, obviously the Jake Paul AJ, Inoue, everything. All the boxing, all the Arsenal games. All gonna be live for everything.
That's crazy, guys. So make sure you follow them. Yeah, I'm gaming tonight on Twitch. My vlog premieres at 8 o'clock, guys. So I'll be here at 8 p.m. For the vlog. I'll be in the comments. So make sure that you're locked in for that, man. There's only one more vlog before fight night, because obviously fight night's next week, guys. Like, we're just over a week out now. I just had my last spar of camp yesterday, so technically I'm tapering down now. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm only less than 2 kilos from weight now anyway, so I'm chilled, bruv. I'm where I need to be. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you grab your pay-per-views as well. The QR code in the top corner of this screen takes you to the pay-per-view tickets, guys. So make sure you grab that. Also, when you grab your pay-per-view, we got a Discord group as well for everyone that's grabbed tickets for the pay-per-view and the fight as well. So you can catch up with people in there, man. And yeah, it's gonna be a good night, bruv. You know what I mean? All the hard work has been done. So yeah, now it's time to just get this guy out of here. And then we look forward to a big 2026, man. Some big fights. So yeah, man. Yeah, big up the chat. You already know what time it is. Make sure you guys are in the chat for the vlog at 8 p.m. and I will see you guys there.